Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, please click that button and subscribe to our channel with hundreds, I think more than 100,000 videos up there now, cooking recipes. Come and join us. Okay, today on the menu, right there, I'm making a fish curry. I'm using a kingfish. You can use any fish you want. It's beautifully smooth. It's got some lovely aromatic flavors in there. It's pretty simple to make. Enough chatting, let's go and do it. Okay, let's get started on our fish. Now, I'm using today a couple of steaks here. This is kingfish. You can use any fish you want. First, what we're going to do is get some spices and seasoning on our fish, set it aside. Then we're going to make our masala. Then we're going to cook our fish. Then we're going to add the fish to the masala. So very simple. I'm just going to put in a little bit of sunflower oil, but you could use any other type of oil you want. That's just going to help it all kind of stick together. I've got like a teaspoon or so of red chili powder and about the equal amounts of turmeric or haldi. Nice pinch of salt. Here I've got some ginger garlic paste, kind of 50-50 mix of each, like a nice deep teaspoon. And we're now just going to get this in there. Only one way to do this, with your hands. So just get a nice coating on all of this. Then we're going to put some plastic wrap or cling film or shrink wrap, whatever you call it, over this. Put it in your refrigerator. And let's move on to the next stage, which is making our gravy or masala. So I'm heating my pan here with some oil. Again, I'm going to use a sunflower oil. You can use any oil you like at all. Mustard, corn, anything. Entirely up to you. But we're going to start off by getting in some onions. And as you can see, I've cut these onions really small. You may have noticed that we're not using any whole seeds or garam masala today. I want to make this a really smooth sauce, gravy or masala, however you call it. So our onions are in nice and soft. Garlic ginger paste, big healthy amount, that kind of size, heaped 50-50 mix of fresh garlic and ginger. We're going to add a little bit of salt. Then we're going to add some powders. Now, if you like, you can use your favourite curry powder or mix that you have. But I'm going to be using these guys, which, if you're a regular to the show, you know I call the Big Four. Equal amounts of chili powder, cumin powder, coriander powder, and turmeric. About 1/2 or 3/4 of a teaspoon each. Let's now cook this, keep stirring it all the time. We're above a medium heat. Let's cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes, stirring all the time. We don't want this to burn. Okay, so at this point, I'm now going to introduce, and if you can get these, they're great. I've got some fresh curry leaves. They're going to give it a fantastic flavour. If you don't have them or can't get them where you are, don't worry. So in they go. We're now going to introduce tomatoes. About equal amounts of tomatoes as the onion. Again, chopped really nice and small. We're going to mix that in. We're going to add a lid to this. Let it cook on a kind of a medium, above medium heat. And what should happen, depending on the juiciness of your tomatoes, is they will break down, cook down, and create a lovely gravy for us. We may well have to add a little water, but let's see when we come back. So I'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes. Let's jump in and take a look now. Let me let some steam out of there. Well, as you can see, there's absolutely no need for me to add any water because this is really cooked down beautifully. Those tomatoes are really juicy. Now, like I say, if it's not kind of this consistency, add a touch of water, no problem. This is looking beautiful. As you can see, the tomatoes are breaking down really nicely. So at this stage, I'm going to add some fresh chili. In they go. Now I've cut them quite big so that they can be taken out while you're eating. I don't want to chop them. Like I said, I want this kind of nice and smooth. I'm also going to add now a little bit of cilantro or fresh coriander. And we're going to let that go just for about another 3 or 4 minutes on a kind of, not a simmer, but above a simmer heat. Check that for salt. And I think that's going to be ready. We can then move on to our fish. Now, just to point out, if you wanted, you could just add your fish straight in there. You no need to fry it first. You can put it in, cook it for a little bit, and it'll be done. I think what we're going to do here makes a great difference though. So entirely up to you, either way you go. So this is going to go for a couple more minutes. Our next step is to cook our fish. So here we are. I've got a little bit of oil in there, not too much, just enough to sort of cover the bottom. Again, I'm using sunflower today and we're heating that up. We're simply going to get our fish and we're going to drop him in there. Now what I want to do is I want to cook that only for like 2 to 3 minutes aside. I don't want to overcook it because we are going to introduce it into our masala and it will cook a little bit more there. I like this, it gives it a nice inner taste because we're going to sear it now. Those spices are going to kind of grab hold of that fish and it's going to give it a great head start before it goes into the masala. So 2 to 3 minutes on each side. So simple. Don't overcook your fish. Okay, there we go. There's our fish. Out it comes. Set it aside. Now we're going to get this into our masala. So there we go. Our beautiful sauce, curry or masala, however you call it, is back on the heat. We're going to drop our fish in there. Spoon our sauce over the fish. Now you don't want to be going crazy by mixing this now because you can really easily break the fish. I don't want to do that. Now because we didn't add any whole garam masala or seeds or herbs at the beginning, I'm now going to add a little touch now of ground or powdered garam masala. Pop the lid on that, let that go for about 2 to 3 minutes and that's going to be done. There you go, that's done. That is absolutely delicious if you ask me. I'm really happy with that. Like I say, you can use any fish you like. Tilapia also works quite well. Kingfish though is my favourite fish. It's a little bit like swordfish. Hope that worked for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and we'll see you really soon. Lots of love, bye bye.